How's it going, everybody? Logan HK Xavier here, the Goober Lord himself. How's it going? This week, we finished the Pokemon Gen 1 print on stream, which is super helpful because it was a giant monster, and slaying that giant monster took a giant chunk out of my to-do schedule, so I've got less to do, but not much free time still. But hey, I'm super happy with how everything came out, with the background, Charmander's tail, the effects with everything. I'm really happy with all the characters, how different everybody looks. I really tried working a lot with different types of skin tones. I took a lot of information that I learned from the Ninja Turtles and the Powerpuff Girls with the overpainting and the actual painting version of, like, the Powerpuff Girls was just a straight painting and the Ninja Turtles was just overpaint. And I took the different looks and the different, methods of doing those, and I kind of worked with that on this one, which I think was super helpful. The effect that I think I was most proud of pulling off in this was the fade to nothing, which I achieved by putting a white layer underneath the characters, putting the characters on a multiply layer clipped to that white layer underneath them, and then erasing that white layer and blending it to nothing. So it just fades to nothing, and then they're on the multiply layer clipped to the white, so it just looks like they disappeared. And you don't see the white because they're covering it. So it turned out pretty good. But today I want to talk about challenges, and I think it's good to give yourself challenges. I mean, early on in, art, a lot of people complain about the biggest challenge in art, which is usually, the biggest hurdle in early artists' lives, and that's art block. A lot of people struggle with art block. Some people don't. Some people are, naturally gifted and don't. I don't mean naturally talented. I just mean they don't think about art block at all, and they just don't have it, which, that's good for you. But once you start thinking about it, you have art block, because that's what art block is. You force art block on yourself. There you can look up Sakura Yasin. His video on art block explains the best way of art block, but most of the stress of art block is forced on yourself, so art block is kind of overrated. But anyways, I think good challenges are super helpful to put on yourself after you get past that stage of the wonder of whenever you're gonna get out of the art block. I think doing challenges, not like the 3 marker challenge or things of that nature. In my opinion, I think I need something with a little bit more tooth, a little more grip. So something more like forcing yourself to do the 1 layer paintings or something like that, where you push yourself out of your boundaries a little more, I guess. I guess it's kind of the same, but something like this print, for instance, trying to put so much information into one area and trying to get it to read properly so you can kind of get some kind of information read and organized to where it can somewhat look decent. I think that's a good challenge. I think I think just challenging yourself is good, and I don't think making big deals about it or blowing up the world for it is necessary. I think it's just good to kind of do self-improvement and make that part of your not everyday life, but just part of your life is trying to improve yourself at some level. So again, with this piece, I pushed myself by putting a lot of information through characters. I put a lot of people in this. I put a lot of people in the Powerpuff Girls print. There were a lot of different characters in that, but they were so small, and it was almost an I Spy game with the Powerpuff Girls print. But with this, the characters are very large, and I had to kind of fit them and piece them into the area to where they're not only, I guess, legible, but make it so it flows in a way where you can understand kind of the levels of where the characters stand in the game, get an idea of, I guess, the story of the game or what the game's about. And I think that's a good challenge, is just trying to give yourself certain requirements for your piece to have. Like, this piece has 18 characters in it, and it has background elements that I want for certain characters to display across the background. And I wanted some of the characters to be more important than others, like a ranking system almost. So I had to incorporate that kind of ladder system, I guess. And then another thing I kind of did in this piece was the numbering system, I guess. With the gym leaders, at least, each gym leader is holding up a number of fingers, I guess, of what gym they are. The only ones that aren't are Brock, who's number 1, Sabrina, who's number 6, and Giovanni, who's number 8. Now with Sabrina, she is doing the psychic thing, and it's in the shape of the 6, and the gym badge is the whole of the 6. Brock, I just didn't do it. I just wanted to have it look like he was holding up his gym badge. And then Giovanni is actually doing the sign language version of 8. So I wanted to do small information things that spread across the image. It was like small little details that I thought were fun. It was challenging for me, and I enjoyed it. And this was a great thing for me to do. Help push me forward. Stressed me out some, and by some I mean quite a bit, but it helped me push forward, and I really appreciate doing this. Now I have to do Gen 2, and I also have to do a Scooby-Doo print, I think by like the 10th of December, or like the 15th of December. So I'm super, super excited to get these done. So, like, within the next 2 weeks, it's going to be Gen 2 and Scooby-Doo that'll be posted up here. But, again, thank you guys for watching my videos. And, again, you can subscribe here, follow on Instagram, or I opened up a new DeviantArt, or you can follow on Twitch, which is where I stream all this stuff live. All the links to this stuff is in the description. Catch you guys later. Join the Goob Troop. If you like to eat Taco Bell at least once a day instead of once a week, speak to your doctor. You have something wrong with you. Yeah, I know it sounds good, but you must not be tainted by the delicious Burrito Supreme.